All good, all good. So speaker stance and speaker state. Now, speaker stance is something that I didn't realize the importance until I had learnt it. A lot of people, when they're speaking, they speak or they walk in, especially we'll go through the feminine way of standing and then the masculine way. So the feminine way of standing is with our legs close together, our legs crossed on one hip. Who feels comfortable on one hip? Do you know, it's funny, I can only do that on one side. I can only hold a baby on one side. I physically cannot do it on the other side. So I'm a bit of a weirdo with that. But what that's doing is it's showing uncertainty to our audience. Now, a little while ago, it was just before COVID hit Australia, I was watching a real estate video and there was a woman, she dressed beautifully, she was standing in the grand entrance of her property, she spoke beautifully, but the whole time she was doing something that was turning buyers away. First of all, it looked really uncomfortable, but it also showed a lot of uncertainty. So she was standing with her legs crossed. Now, I'm very comfortable standing like that, but when you see it played back, it just looks odd. So if she had her legs in speaker stance, she would have commanded attention. Now, this is also a great thing to do for reducing nerves as well. So if you can imagine, if you've got Wonder Woman or Superman, do they ever stand small or do they take up space? Are you like, yep, they're here, like they've got this presence about them? Now, it's a masculine energy is to have your legs really quite wide. And a lot of men, and one of my speaker trainers actually, whenever he was having conversations with the group, he stood there and he put his cajoolies out. And it was really uncomfortable. Like, I found that really, really off-putting. So speaker stance is something that we should be doing if we're in a networking event, if we're presenting to camera, if we're running a training. Speaker stance, all right, is when and I will get you to all stand up in a second, but see, speaker stance is where we have our hips evenly weighted, our feet going parallel straight in front of us, so not twisted out, not twisted in, not pigeon-toed, just straight out. Then we have our shoulders back, chin slightly forward. Now, if we just slightly tilt our chin forward when we're on camera, it's going to give us a much more flattering angle because it's going to define our jaw a lot better. So just that tiny bit, like just so you can just feel your neck pinching forward just a tiny bit, it's amazing the difference that makes in front of the camera. And then we want our arms by our side. Now, a lot of people, when they're doing this, they will grab hold of their legs. We don't want that because that's a sign that we're comforting ourselves. So it could be some people, they rub their arms like this, and that's saying to themselves, I'm calm, I am safe, I'm okay. But when we just have our arms by our side, unless we're moving with volition or moving with purpose, our arms should be just loosely by our side. So what I want you to imagine is if there's like two poles going from the tops of our shoulders all the way to the soles of our feet. This is our balance, this is our base. So if you are standing like this, you feel really strong. It's going to help you support your breath from your stomach, help you support your voice, but it's also going to command that you are the authority with what you are talking about.